for joining me. I'm Heather, and here's another session of virtual yoga. Today's class will be focused a little bit more on the upper back, shoulders, and neck. One thing that I will suggest that you have beside you, if you have at home, is a belt. You don't necessarily need a yoga belt. A bathrobe tie will work, or anything else you can figure out there. Not necessarily a stretchy band, so something a little more solid there. So we're going to begin in a seated position. If you'd like to sit in a chair, that's always an option. We're going to take a few moments to allow our bodies to come more into stillness, have a pause where we can integrate and come into balance, and where we can connect better to ourselves as a whole, bringing more of our senses inward and just being here now, experiencing what's going on right now for yourself. Every day is a little bit different, or sometimes a lot different. So just take those few moments to let yourself come into a place of awareness. And you're starting to turn on that inner light to shine a bit brighter today. As you can keep your eyes gently closed and start to pay more attention to the flowing of your breath as it comes in and out. So beginning to experience your breath as it comes in and opens through your body. And where is it opening? Where do you feel that expansion? And then as you exhale, where are you releasing from your body? Where do you feel that? If you can now, for the next 3 breaths, sinking your breath a little bit down deeper, pausing slightly at the top of your inhale. And on your exhale, breathing out through your mouth with the cleansing breath, making a bit of sound. Good, we'll do that for 1 more breath. Awesome, long exhalations. And just continue to keep connecting back to your breathing as we begin to flow through the movements and postures. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to work with the neck and loosening it up. So if you want to drop your chin down towards your chest, and you can flow with your breath. On your inhale, lifting your chin up. Careful not to go too far back. And exhale and sinking your head down again. And just do that a couple more times. Some mindful movements to help start your day on the right track. We'll come back to center this time and make sure, again, we always want to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall, sinking down through your seat a little bit deeper. And then just feel into that central channel from the bottom, the root of the pelvis, right to the top of your head, and feel like your crown's being pulled up a little bit more. lengthening your whole upper body from root to crown, and then slowly taking your head to one side and taking it all the way to the other side. Just a nice gentle movement from side to side with your breath. So you could inhale one way and exhale the other. And we'll slowly come back to center. We're going to do a few gentle half circles from side to side, rolling your head gently. The movement of your head and neck is like tracing the path of a smile. So we'll slowly do that a few more times. And again, check in with your posture overall. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. This time as you roll your head to one side, keep it there for a moment. You can even let go a little bit more with that side that you're feeling this. Let your hand sink down. You could bring your other hand around to the side of your head. Good. And then from here, we're going to angle the chin down towards that side of your chest. And you can scoot your back hand a little bit further back. And then slowly release and release that position. And we're going to gently slide the other ear over the shoulder. You can use your other hand up. And then we're going to angle the chin down towards the chest. You can keep your hand there. You can let go. Bring your other hand on the floor a little bit further back, or if maybe it's on the chair, reaching back. Nice soft breath in and out. And then slowly releasing. Okay, just feeling that through your neck, starting to roll out through the shoulders a little bit more. So we'll go in one direction. I like to sometimes put my hands too on my shoulders, rolling in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Shrugging your shoulders a few times on the inhale, lifting up, and on the exhale, releasing down. Do that with your own breath. Good. And then we'll take a nice gentle side bend. If you want to reach your right arm straight up, even before you go into the side bend, just work on lengthening that whole entire side of your body and then gently come over. Listening to the sound your breath makes. On your inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, release. And we're not going to release that arm all the way down. We're going to slide it all the way to the opposite knee and come into a twist. Your other hand behind you. Our first twist of the day. So it's gentle. You don't have to go too far here. But reminder to sit up nice and tall, to sink down through your seat, lengthen through that central channel, and let your shoulders release. Slowly releasing out of that, coming back to center. We'll bring the other arm up, and even before we go into a side bend, lengthen. So really open, reach through that arm. On your exhalation, then you can come over. You can take a moment or two to really feel your breath come into your body. See if you can feel it opening your ribs, widening there. And on the exhale, feeling that release and the lengthening of your spine, slowly coming back to center. We'll slide that arm to the opposite side, sitting up nice and tall in your twist. Letting your shoulders drop down. Only rotating your head if it feels right for your neck. helping to squeeze out some of that tension from your back. You can slowly begin to unwind now and release, and we'll just bring the arms back. So reaching back, opening the chest, and then we'll let the shoulders come forward, or let the arms come forward. Reach forward, connect your hands, turn your palms to face out, and take a nice big stretch here. Good, you can let your arms come straight up over your head. And on your next breath out, release your arms. Good. Start to move out of your position, and we'll come over onto hands and knees. And one thing you can do is just wiggle out through the hips from side to side. Okay, starting to feel that in the side of your body. You can start to bring your hips slightly back. You can walk your hands out a little bit more forward. And as you inhale, come forward. And as you exhale, go back. So you could even slide your hands out even more here. Start to lower down with your upper body into the extended half dog pose. And then on your next breath in, you can come forward. Now we're in the half plank. And as you exhale, come back. As you come back this time, walk your hands in underneath your shoulders and start to lift through your belly, arching your back in the cat pose. Feel it into your back, your shoulders, holding this position for another breath or two. Letting your head sink down. On your next breath in, start to tilt the pelvis in the opposite direction and slowly lifting the head, looking forward. And we'll flow here for 3 more breaths in cat-cow pose. Flowing with your own breath, remember. Your movements are matching your own breath. We'll do this 1 more breath. This time as you come out of your cat pose, come down onto your elbows. And we're going to slide the left hand directly behind the right elbow. We may need to scoot the knees back a little bit because we're going to extend the hips back until you can start to feel a stretch and opening in that right side, right from the elbow to the shoulder and right through the back. So keep your knees aligned underneath your hips for this one. And you can rest your head on your arm, on your left arm. So not the thread the needle, we're staying more centered. The elbows are directly in front of the shoulders. Right arm straight out. Elbow down there. Good, 1 more breath. And then we'll, on the next breath in, come forward and switch hands. So you're just gonna keep that left arm straight out in front of you, elbow, lower arm down, slide your right hand just behind the left elbow and reach back until you can rest your head on your arm, or maybe you have a pillow, keeping your knees aligned underneath your hips. Good, we'll hold this for 2 more breaths. Try to relax as much as you can. On your next breath in, come forward. And this time you could bring the hands right together. You could interlace them if you want, or just keep them palms together. The elbows are not too wide. And we're going to do the exact same thing, but the elbows, the forearms are on the mat, knees underneath the hips. Slowly extend back with your hips until maybe you can rest your head. If not, Just keep your ears in line with your arms. You can rest your head on a pillow if you've got one handy. Pausing here to help open up the upper back and shoulders. A variation, if you'd like, is to keep your elbows down, but lift your lower arms and hands up towards the ceiling. We'll stay here for one more breath. On your next breath in, come forward and come all the way forward with your upper body until you're making, it's like the plank pose. You're aligned, but your lower arms, elbows are right down onto your mat. Belly can stay lifted for a moment. Slide and then begin to slide down right onto your thighs, hips, belly, and coming right into the Sphinx. So your arms, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, hands out in front. Positioning yourself however you need to until you find a position that feels right for you. No compression in the lower back. So you might need to lift a little bit more or plant your arms down a little more firmly. And then that'll help you engage through your core. Finding that activation there to keep your spine in a supported position. On your next breath out, slowly roll down right onto your belly, but slide your hands underneath your shoulders. You could lift up for a moment in the cobra, or you can make your way all the way up, lifting off your belly, planting your hands, coming back into a nice gentle cat stretch. And then we're going to walk the hands in. We're going to do another side bend here. In the gate variation, we're going to bring the left leg out, and then we're going to bring the right arm straight up. So take your time. You don't need to rush. Whenever you get there, pausing here for a few breaths. Good. From this position, we're going to come down with the arm. Bring your hands forward. Reach up through your left arm. So it's your left leg extended, left arm reaches up. And we're going to slide that arm over to the side. Now before we do that, let's bring that, I was going to try that, but let's bring the left leg in. So you're now aligned back into the table position, and let's come into the thread the needle pose. Okay, so sliding your left arm underneath your shoulders, reaching out. Holding that pose for another breath or two. And this time as you inhale, plant your hand back, come back to center. Walk your hands in and come up. This time extending your right leg forward, or right leg out to the side, and reaching your left arm up. Take a moment to feel the extension through that side of your body, right from your hip, and then beginning to come over. Good. One more breath here. And then slowly releasing. Bringing that leg in. Coming back to the floor. This time we'll lift the right arm straight up. And we'll bring the arm palm facing up, sliding over to the left until you can come down onto your left shoulder, left side of your head, or sorry, right shoulder, right side of your head. And pausing here for a few breaths. Good. We'll stay for one more. When you're ready to come out, push through the left arm, slowly rising back to center. Walking your hands in towards your feet. And we're going to transition into a standing position. So you can take your time. If you want to stay in the squat for a few breaths, you can totally do that. If you want to come up into the half forward bend, placing your hands on your thighs, extending out through your upper body. So I'll show you sideways here. You can keep your knees slightly bent or bent quite a bit. Depending on how your lower back feels today, you might want to bend your knees quite generously to come over with your upper body now into the full forward bend. If it feels right, you can just really plant your feet here, and then you can flow your arms a little bit from side to side. You can reach to one side of your mat with both hands. And reach the other side of your mat with both hands. And then plant your feet again, bend your knees, and begin to slowly roll up, planting your feet. As you rise up, reaching through your arms, we'll just take a big stretch over your head with your arms here, lengthening. And as you exhale, releasing your arms. Good. Let's roll the shoulders out a little bit more. Opposite direction. With the feet just a little bit wider, you can flow your arms from side to side. Good. Keeping your feet planted. Coming back to center. And this time, as you come back to center, reach your arms straight out. Take a breath here. Feel your arms reaching and opening. Try to relax the shoulder blades down your back. Relax your hands. And just feel that extension right through, even through your chest. On your next breath out, turn your palms to face up. Take a breath in here. And on your next breath out, bend your elbows in towards your sides. Okay. We're going to widen the feet quite a generous amount. Turn your toes to point slightly out. We're going to do that again, this time integrating or using the legs too. So we're going to reach the arms straight out. Feel like you're pulling right through. Pausing, releasing the shoulder blades down your back. On your next exhalation, turn your palms to face up. Take a breath in, and on your next exhale, we're going to both bend the knees and bend the elbows in towards your sides here, as close as you can get. Palms facing up, also coming into a standing squat. Pausing here for another breath or two. On your next inhalation, straighten your legs, reach out through your arms. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together in the front. Good. Breathing in, reaching through your arms. Breathing out, we're going to come over. And we'll come into a wide-legged forward bend for a moment. And then if you have your belt close by, we're just going to grab the belt and slowly make our way back up. We're going to take our hands really wide on the belt. Okay. And with your next breath in, we're going to flow the arms straight up. And with your breath out, you're going to come back. Breathing in, flowing the arms back up, and as you exhale, down in front. Now go on your own flow at home. If that felt too easy, you can bring your hands closer together. If it was hard and you had to bend one arm to come back, then slide your hands apart a little bit more. Going on your own flow. Okay, so not trying to match my movements here, but follow your own flow. Okay, we'll do that a couple more times. This will be our last time. If you'd like to, this time as you lift up and then come over, you can pause wherever you feel the greatest stretch here with your arms. And then slowly releasing back down. One more time, lifting up and down. Good. Releasing that, but holding onto your belt here. You can bring your feet closer together. And this time we're going to bring the hands shoulder distance apart, lifting the hands straight up. So you're holding onto the belt, but shoulder distance apart. Good. And then pulling on the belt, or making it tight with your hands. You want to pull apart, but keep your hands firmly in place. We're going to bend the elbows, bring the hands right, or bring the elbows down in the belt just to the back of your head here, the lower skull. And then keeping a firm pull on the belt, lift back up. And then slowly release down in front. Good. Releasing that. One more thing this time, lifting up on the belt. And we're going to slide the right hand down. So keep your left arm reaching up. Slide the right hand down the belt and behind you. So it's a little bit behind you here. And again, you can pull, lift with your top arm up, pull with your back hand down. And then slowly release, come back to center, or just keep, come back to more of a neutral. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So lift that other arm straight up. The other hand goes back, but you're reaching in opposite directions. Good. And then coming back to center. Releasing that. And rolling the shoulders out. Hopefully that feels a little bit looser there. We're going to place the belt on the right shoulder. Just shake out through your arms and your hands. If you want to take a bit of a wrist stretch, bring your one hand in front and bring the other fingers back with the help of your hand. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. Good. Releasing that, shaking it out. We're going to keep the belt on the right shoulder. We're going to lift the right arm straight up. For a moment, you can come over to the side. Good extension there. Coming back to center. Rotate the arm slightly inward and bring that hand straight down your back. We're going to actually step the feet apart in this one. We're going to go into half of the Gomukhasana cow face pose, but I'm going to turn my left foot out and I'm going to bend my knee. So I'm coming essentially into the warrior two position, bending the left knee, angling it towards the toes. Back foot can turn around just slightly, angling towards the left side. And then I'm going to release my left arm and slide the hands up the back. Now, maybe you can connect your hands, maybe you can't. That's why the belt's there, holding onto the belt if you need to, in the warrior two position. Very nice. We'll hold for one more breath. Opening through the legs and the hips. And then releasing that lower arm. You can straighten the legs, reaching up. Good. And releasing that down. Turning both feet to face forward. Relaxing through the arms. Let's turn the other foot out and the other foot forward slightly or angle towards the right, bending the right knee. Let's bring the left arm straight up. Oh, I forgot to switch. Switching the belt. Left arm straight up, bringing that down your back. And then you can bring your other arm up. Good. Hold, pausing here for another breath or two. Feeling the strength of your legs supporting your body. Releasing that lower arm first, and then reaching up, straightening the legs, coming around to center again. Bring your feet in slightly, pointing the toes forward. We're going to reach back with the hands. If you need the belt, you can hold on to the belt here. Okay? With the hands, you can hold on to the belt a little bit, hands a little wider apart, and then coming forward halfway, just a half forward bend to lift the arms. And then coming up on your next breath in. Releasing that. Sliding your feet in. Coming into mountain pose for a moment to integrate all that. To get a sense of how that's feeling through your body. We're going to do one more standing pose. This time I'm going to face the top edge of my mat. I'm going to bring my left foot forward, more into the warrior one position, like a standing lunge. We're bending the right knee, the front knee, or sorry, left knee. I'm getting my rights and lefts mixed up today. Feels like a Monday with the cold snow day yesterday. All right, so we're going to bring the arms back slightly. You can turn the palms to face forward. And then we're going to bring those arms straight up. Good. And then releasing the arms down just to the and out to the sides. So reaching the arms out to the sides. Now I'm going to bring my right arm over top of my left. And come into the eagle arms variation here. You can let the shoulders sink down and then lift the elbows up. You can gently pull your hands slightly away from you here. When you're ready, releasing that slowly. On your inhale, reaching up through your arms in warrior one. As you exhale, come over that front leg into the pyramid posture. So you can come into like a half pyramid, straight legs, pulling the hips equally back. And you can come right down. And then if you'd like, you can come down with your hands to slide your front foot all the way back. We're going to come into a downward facing dog. Lifting up through your hips. You can paddle your feet from side to side, bending one knee, sending the other heel down. And then we're going to come back up. We can walk your hands in if you'd like. Reaching through your arms. And releasing. Bringing your right foot forward into the warrior position. Hips facing over that leg. Back leg straight. Rooting down. Reaching your arms up. And then bring your arms out to the side. Reaching here, opening out to the sides. This time, left arm over top of the right. Giving yourself a hug. And then intertwining your arms around each other into the eagle. Dropping your shoulders down. Lifting your elbows up. Hands slightly away from you. Pausing here, focusing. And then on the next exhale, releasing the arms. Let's reach up one more time. And then as you exhale, come into the pyramid pose. Keeping your back nice and straight from the tailbone to the crown. Pulling back evenly with both hips, maybe coming right down. When you're ready to come out of this one, bend your front knees, step your back foot forward, bending both knees for a moment and coming into a supported chair position. So we can keep the hands on the thighs for a moment in the chair, or you could reach your arms straight up. And then we'll bring the hands back to the thighs, slowly sink down into your forward bend. And then we're going to step the left leg back, come down onto your knee. Slide the right leg back, come onto your knees. You can go back into the child's pose for a few breaths. You could bring if you'd like this variation, you bring your arms along the sides of your legs, palms facing up, hands towards the feet. Feel your breath in the back. And then when you're ready, bring your hands underneath your shoulders to push up, slowly coming up for a moment in the hero's pose. So even just for a moment or two, trying this one out. Okay. And then we'll integrate or come on to the back slowly. So get anything you need to finish your practice. If you'd like to work with a bolster, you can lie on a bolster or place the bolster underneath your knees, or maybe an eye pillow. We're going to roll down onto the back, widening out through the arms. You can keep the knees bent. And then I'm actually today going to come on to my one side here. So I'm starting on my left side, rolling right over onto the side. Hands directly out in front, reaching. I'm going to bring that top arm, the right arm, up and over into the twist. Okay. If that feels like too deep for your body today, you could come back onto your back first. Open your arms out to the sides. And then from there, just drop the legs to one side. So same position, but it puts your body into a slightly different position here. So depending on how you feel today. Pausing here for a few breaths. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. If you'd like to start the twist lying on your side, you can try that variation and then lifting that top arm up and over, bringing the knees together, keeping the knees together just a little bit deeper. If you'd rather start the twist on your back, arms out to the sides, and then just drop your legs. Listening to the sound of your breath. Letting your body sink And getting a sense, where could you relax even more? And stay here for one more breath. When you're ready, slowly bring your legs back to center, coming onto your back. And you could lift up through your hips slightly, roll down your spine to realign. So basically the bridge pose, planting your feet, knees bent, lifting your hips up, rolling towards the tops of your shoulders, and then rolling down your back, feeling how you can help realign your spine there. Let's try that one more time. This time, reaching right up through your arms at the same time. Arms up and over your head. You can keep your arms there and slowly roll down, vertebra by vertebra. Once you're down, onto the mat again with your back, releasing your arms, slowly bringing your knees in towards your chest. One more pose here before Shavasana. You could hug right in, bring your head in, only if that feels good, only if it feels right for your neck. And then releasing with maybe a bigger breath, a deeper sigh. Letting it all go. And release your arms. Letting your arms and legs sink down, comfortably heavy. Feel the back of your body release and sink. My breath breathes me now. My breath breathes me now. I'm releasing my breath. I'm releasing my entire body and surrendering to this moment. There's no expectations. There's no judgment. I release control. As I release control, releasing my expectations. I open myself to powerful possibilities. Before you come out of your Shavasana, if you'd like to think about or just let one quality, we call it qualities of spirit, come to you that you'd like to work with today. Think of that one word. Maybe it's how you'd like to what you'd like to see more of in your day. So maybe it's happiness, joy, peace, acceptance, gratitude. You just pick the one that comes to you. And set that intention for the rest of your day to stay with that. Keep coming back to that word, that quality of spirit that will help to align you to your true self. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle your toes and your fingers, reaching right over your head if you'd like to. You can also do a whole body stretch where you're also extending out through your feet, toes pointing. Starting to slowly change your position, adjusting your body, bending your knees, rolling over onto your side when you're ready, staying down. Okay, keeping your head supported for a moment. And then when you're ready, you can use your arms to come up into your seated posture. We'll take a few moments here. With your next breath in, we're going to chant Om one time. Take a deep breath. And Om. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Coming back to that one word that you stated to yourself in Shavasana. What you'd like to see more of in your day today for yourself. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.